Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to In the Moment podcast with your host, Aliyah. Over here, we just create a nice space for authentic conversations about any and everything. And today, we're going to be talking about godly friendships and just friendships in general, really. So, yeah, I'm super excited. I like to start every show now with a Did You Know segment. So I'm going to share a little fact and ask you guys if you knew this. If you know this, then leave a comment down below. But did you know that studies show that people are most likely to adapt to the behaviors and habits of their closest friends? I think that's so important, okay? And I'm going to tap into that in today's episode because I have so much to say about friendships. Honestly, I love speaking about friendships because I've always just loved Friends. I grew up watching Friends. I grew up watching That's So Raven. I grew up watching Hannah Montana. I grew up watching all these shows where friendships were idolized in a way where they made you seem as if you needed like a big group of friends around you, or just a tight knit of friends that you have, which I think is kind of important because these days, I was just telling my friend about something that I heard about a third place, how we don't have third places anymore. A third place is a place that you go meet people outside of work, school, church. I think it's work, school, like the places that you have to go. So like work and school. Like we don't have any third places anymore. Like back in the day, we had a youth club we used to go to when I was younger. I always had a third place. There was places that I would hang out with friends. So like I've always had a lot of friends growing up, and I'm going to talk about my history of friends. I don't have all the time in the world to talk about my friends, but I'll try and like give you a bit of insight on what my life has been like friendship wise. We don't have much third places anymore, and I don't know why I just had a brain fart. I don't know what's going on. I forgot why I was mentioning that we don't have any third places anymore. Why was I saying that? Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, you have to bear with me, okay? I might be a bit slow in this episode, okay? So bear with me. I'm also having a bit of lack of sleep, okay? I know I could sleep better, but I'm in a season right now that God wants me to grind, so I'm really trying, guys. Bear with me. But I think I was mentioning third places is because we don't have those spaces anymore to kind of build friendships, because I think the gym is a good third place. So my third place is a gym. My third place is, I'd say, church. Like, and you don't have to go to church. I think it would be great if you did. I mean, other people have different religious places that they go to every week. But for me, church is a must, but not in a way where it's like a must for everyone. So I count it as a third place. I have church. I also have activities that churches do. Actually, matter of fact, I meant to be at a church activity today, but I've been around too many people these past couple of days. And one thing I've discovered about myself is that I need some time to like charge up, okay? I need some time alone. So I feel like we don't have much third places anymore to grow those friendships because it's all about being online. And I mean, I like the online community because I've made such great friends online, and I have you guys as well. Like I love, like you guys don't understand, like I take time to DM people back. I get a lot of DMs, and I've always had a following online for like nearly 10 years now. But one of my favorite things has been connecting with people. So since Tumblr days, like answering my inbox to Instagram to everything like that. So like I really love the online community. I have no problem with it, and I've met so many people online because of it. So I think online is a great third space, but it can't be the only third place or third space. I think it's so important to make sure that you have something outside of online to go and actually interact with people and have human connection. You know, I think we need that because we see what happened to people when they didn't have that during quarantine. Okay, that was hectic. I think for community wise, I think everyone realized that, okay, this is insane. But I want to talk about friendships today, and I'll give you a little bit of a background as to what sort of friendship I've had. That's what I was talking about. Like I was talking about back in the day. So I used to watch Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, all that type of stuff, and we used to idolize friendships and stuff. I don't know. I say we. Let me just talk about myself. I used to idolize friendships and stuff. So that's why I feel like I've had so many experiences. I have had more friendship breakups than actual breakups in real life. Like my romantic life is not as insane as my friendship life, because I just take friendship so much seriously. Because yes, you can build your family and marry your partner, and like you guys are then your own family, right? And you guys, that's going to be your priority. But let's say you're dating someone and it doesn't work out, your friends are always going to be there. So like I've also had friends where I've had so many friendship groups, it's actually insane. But I've had friends where we kind of like know that one friend that kind of disappears once they fall in love, and then they come back to the friendship group like when they're single again. And it's just like, there's just people like that. And I try my hardest not to be a friend like that. I try to actually make a space for my friends. I try to connect with them. And recently I've just made such good friends. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for whether this is going to be a 5-year friendship, 10-year, forever sort of situation. I only say that because I've kind of matured now. I feel like my prefrontal cortex has developed fully, and Lord, I don't know it all, okay? I don't know it all. I just learned something about my own friend this week, so I don't know it all, okay? I don't know it all. Yeah, I don't know it all, but I feel like I've matured enough by now to realize that not everyone is going to be in your life forever. And yeah, I've come to that discovery this week, actually. Like, I thought that somebody was going to be in my life for a long time, but I just definitely saw the signs of it's just a season. But anyways, I've always grown up with different sort of friendships. I moved around quite a lot in school, so I think I went to 3 different primary schools. And yeah, then it was like consistent in London. So I moved around at a very young age, and that required me to make new friends everywhere that I go. When I first moved from Scotland, going to Birmingham, I was so sad leaving mind you guys, I might do this. Okay, so I have a best friend in Scotland, and I lost contact with her, and I want to find her, and I think I'll do a series on it on TikTok, because that's seriously something I actually want to do, just to see like where she's at in life, because I think it's been like nearly 20 years now. Yeah, I think it's been like nearly 20 years now, and I want to see where she's at. You know, I lost contact with her. But anyways, I was really sad to leave Scotland. And I thought my parents were evil for making me leave, because I had to leave my friends behind. But you know what? I'm so grateful for that, because it made me learn how to make new friends. I was just at an event this week, and I went by myself first because my friends were going to meet me later. And I was talking to the PR girl, and she was asking me about Dubai and stuff and how it's been, because I think she's been here for like 3 years. I've been here for 2 years, and we're just talking about friendships and stuff like that, making friends and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, I love it. I just wish my friend, like my actual friends that I've been friends with for 10 plus years were here. That would be so great. But other than that, like, yeah, I like it. I like Dubai. I wouldn't say like I love it, oh my gosh, I want to be here forever, but like I like it for now. I'm rocking with it, you know. Me and Dubai are like this, you know. We're like this. So yeah, we're talking about friendships, and she's like, yeah, but it's kind of good that you don't have your friends here, because if you had your friends here, you wouldn't make new friends. And I was like, oh no, like I make friends regardless. Honey, there was a one stage in my life where I wasn't open to making friends, because I just didn't know who to trust anymore because of a crazy friendship breakup. But then I healed, and I realized that, girl, like, you are too bubbly for that. So I love making new friends, and I just, you know, when it's like I feel like I've had moments in my life where I'm trying to be someone that I'm not, because like you get told to act a certain way once you reach a certain age. And I'm like, but I like being bubbly. I like making friends. I like talking to people. Like, why do I have to act all mature and boring like an old, miserable adult? No, I like making friends. I like connecting with people, whatever. But obviously you have to be cautious and careful and whatever. But yeah, I was like to her, no, like even if my friends were here, I'd still make new friends, because I will naturally talk to people. I have a blast. I don't use my friend in cabs. I have a blast talking to cab drivers, and I think that's what's actually making me not drive, because I just love talking to cab drivers. They are the best. There's one cab driver me and my friend had, and he was the best. I just love connecting with people, and that is why I even like left my friends, so that I could do that, because I feel like I was getting to a place where I wasn't able to connect with new people, because I kept going to events, influencing events, and just seeing the same people. and yeah, I just wanted something new. I wanted to like put myself in a deep end, and yeah, Dubai was a great place to do that. So I've made so many new friends here in Dubai, ones that are no longer here, and ones that are still here, and ones that I've just met. And there's probably going to be new friends I'm going to discover. I don't know, who knows, God knows. But yeah, I said that to her, and I was like, no, I love making new friends. So I think that's because I moved a lot when I was younger, and yeah, that just helped me. So then when I got to Birmingham, I was only there for a few months, and just as I was making friends, I then have to leave them again behind. So it was just like meeting friends, building a relationship with them, and then having to leave them. It's like so heartbreaking. But that taught me also not to dwell. But there are some friendships that, I'm not gonna lie to you, took me years to leave. Like there are some friendships that I feel like have taken me, I will never be like that again. I'm actually currently going through that right now, where I've made a friend and I'm gonna step back for certain reasons, and I'm not going to take as long as I did with the other friends that clearly were not my friends. So yeah, it would take me years to like not be friends with certain people anymore. And me and my friend this week, we were watching something. It had nothing to do with Friends, but she's an amazing woman. Her name is Dr. Cindy Trim. I posted this on Instagram. Apparently she has amazing prayers. I don't know much about her. I just know that she has one amazing episode on Dear Future Wifey podcast. And she mentioned something about friends in it. And she was talking about what a true friend is. So I think it's important to know what a friend is. A true friend is somebody that wants you to feel good and wants you to be better. Whereas somebody that's not your friend will criticize you in a way that it might not necessarily put you down, but it'll be someone that kind of doesn't really, she didn't dig too deep into it, but I understood what she was trying to say, because you have some friends that actually just don't bring anything to the table other than criticism, or sometimes it can be like they might look down on you. Like, just because some people are older than you, it doesn't mean that they know more than you. Or just because some people have more money than you doesn't mean that they're more accomplished than you. You know, you don't know how they even got there in the first place. But like, I understood what Dr. Cindy Trim was saying regarding that, because I was like, oh yeah, like sometimes we get so caught up with making new friends and just being, I can only talk about people that have a personality like mine, because sometimes I can just be so lost in just like connecting with people, and I might call friends too quickly, and I realize that actually I can only tolerate them because I bring the energy. There are some people that I've made friends with where I realize that, oh, like it's not a you and I sort of thing. It's like I actually bring the energy, and like if I pull back, you don't bring anything to the table, or like you don't make me feel good. Like I have to bring the happiness in the conversations. I bring the energy in the conversations. Like I actually like bring the vibes up, whereas you're just like a consumer, a leech, a leech, or just somebody that tries to like tell you to tone it down, or somebody that just tries to like hear what's going on in your life because you're like the most exciting thing in their life, which is red flags. That's not really a friend. That's a monitoring spirit, I'd even say. But yeah, there's so many different definitions of friends. I feel like there's tiers of friends. I feel like I've said this before. So for me personally, I have different tiers of friends, and I've always had this tier system where there's like best friends, close friends, and then acquaintances. Acquaintances will most likely be people that I follow online, and like we know each other from online, but I'm not going to say that you're my friend unless we've actually like been on the phone together, you have my number, or like we've actually met in real life for coffee or whatever. And then there's close friends where it's like and mind you, the tiers can change. You can be an acquaintance all the way down to best friend. Like it just depends on obviously building connection, obviously. So then obviously your close friends will be people that have your number, you talk to about some personal stuff, but you might not always talk all the time. But whenever you guys reunite, it's, you know, back at it, and we can able to like I can trust you. Okay, I can trust you. But you might not be the first person I might call for help when it comes to like something serious, I don't know, or let's say I was stranded in the middle of the night, like I probably won't call you. And then there's like best friends that are the people that I'd call, you know. But I wouldn't even call them best friend. I literally just call them sisters and family, because I think that's just it. But I think that I love them all the same, but not everyone will know me at a certain degree. So right now I'm going through a situation where a close friend is like getting pushed, not even up, it should be down, pushed down to acquaintance, because red flag, you're sucking my energy. There are some people that have just family around them, sisters or best friends around them, and that's absolutely valid and fair. But you are also going to be around people in your everyday life that you might have to work with in projects or at work or wherever the case may be. And they might just end up being people that you connect with because you guys just see each other more than you see your best friends or your sisters, just because of your circumstance. And that can end up turning into a friendship, but like they're not necessarily your best friend. So I think it's also good to build friendships with people in your first or second places, so that you're just a nice person to work with. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because you have your best friend doesn't mean that nobody else can get to know you, you know? Like, me personally, I wouldn't work with anyone that I don't at least know a little bit about. And even if let's say I hire someone for something, I'll end up wanting to get to know them. Do you know what I mean? I just think that's just a natural thing you should do. So I'm like really open to having all different types of friends, because I just know in life, you shouldn't really close yourself off. You should like be able to connect with different people in different areas of life. I just think it's a thing to do. I think it's something that you should just be doing. And I would just say it's just love. Do you know what I mean? Like God tells us to love everyone the same. So I think building friendships in different areas with different people at different levels is something that you just acquire to do. According to the Bible, and I gotta bring some scripture up in here, okay? Proverbs 27. So obviously we need to talk about the importance of friendships. So Proverbs 27, chapter 27, verse 17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. If you don't know what that means, it's like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You have my back, I have yours. Do you know what I mean? And that is the most important thing in a friendship. And I think what I've learned in the past 6 to 8 months is trust can also be tied into God as well. Because I think that if you have people in your life that have God in their life, they are most likely easier to trust. And I'm not saying that everyone can have God in their life, but like actually a functioning, active relationship with God, I think that is a good trait to have. And I think that I could identify, okay, iron sharpens iron, I could trust you, and you can scratch my back if I scratch yours, because of the relationship you had with God. That in itself, I already know that you have a great friendship relationship with God, and you are devoted, and you will pray, and you will surrender, and you will serve. And that's the type of friends that you need in your life. I think it's very important. And it makes me feel like, okay, I feel like I can trust you because of how committed you are, which shows how you would also treat me, and also the principles that you believe, your beliefs and your morals, you know? So these past 6 to 8 months, I've made friends that are just very godly, and that's been so important, because for the first time in my life in the past 6 to 8 months, I have made friends that pray for me. Like, I'm talking, we will pray in every conversation we have. I've never experienced that in my 28 years of life. I've had amazing friends, I still do. My close friends, my BFFs, my girls, not all of them are like that. And I've started to introduce that into, because they are believers. So I've started to introduce that into our friendships, because I think that's something that I've learned from my new friends that I want to bring to like my other friends that I've known for such a long time, because that is something so key and so important. And it's not that they're any different. They just have different, they're just in different places spiritually. But that's why I say it's so important to have godly friends as well, because that is just a good habit to have. And that makes me feel like I could trust you. Like, some of these friends I've made in the past 6 to 8 months have impacted me, I can say sometimes almost more than the ones I've known for years, for decades. So I really have appreciated making those type of friends, and it's been so nice. It makes you get to a point where you have to be vulnerable, which can be very scary. And I've had to be vulnerable with people because I'm actually naturally vulnerable, not in a way where I'll blab my life around, but like, there's nothing that I'll tell you that that everyone might not know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an open book. Like, I don't hide. I'm just authentically me. I don't have secrets. I don't have things that I'm going through that people don't know about. Like, obviously it's kind of like, yeah, I'll eventually like speak about it, or I don't know, I feel like I don't have any shame around the things that I go through. So like, it's kind of been easy to be vulnerable in that way, but being vulnerable that early on in a friendship has been something very new to me. Like, I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. But it's been nice because you then get them do the same back. Iron sharpens iron. I be vulnerable with you be vulnerable with me. I pray for you pray for me, we pray together. It's been great. So that is so important, and that's something that I've definitely wanted to introduce into my seasoned relationships, my seasoned friendships, because that's just something so awesome that I've been experiencing in the past couple of months. Like, literally yesterday I was with my friends and I was like, guys, let's just pray straight into tongues. Like, not even 10 seconds later, but literally instantly I said, guys, let's pray. Like, I was just feeling this feeling yesterday, and I was like, guys, let's just pray. And we just all went into tongues. And well, I say all, I can't speak in tongues yet, but they went into tongues. I was speaking to the Lord, and I prayed over the group, and that was just really nice. And I really appreciate friends like that. I've never had that experience, so this is like something new that I'm going through. And so it's been so great. It's been so great. But also with things like that, like, because I've also made some great friends, there have been some bad experiences as well. I think I can speak about this because I've actually moved myself from a place of comfort, London, United Kingdom, to go in a place that's in a deep end, the unknown, where no one knows me, and start from scratch. And because of that, you're going to experience things that you already went through in London, like heartbreaks and stuff like that. And I've had friendship heartbreaks out here in Dubai, but I wouldn't even say it's a heartbreak because I'm not heartbroken. I'm just kind of like, oh, that sucks. That actually sucks, because I thought you were cool. Like, yeah, there's just some friends that I realize are not my friends. And you know what's so annoying about it? There have been some friends that I have that will call it out. Like, there's just one friend I have, like, she's literally my sister, and she'll be like, that girl's not your friend. Like, don't tell this one too much, or this and that. She's always right. Or there'll be other people, that will say that, and I'll be like, no, okay. Like, I hear you, because I'm not gonna ever like reject that advice, because I've heard, and mind you, these are from people that are not spiritual, but I know that they have spiritual gifts. They just haven't tapped into it yet. But I don't reject that type of advice anymore, because I've been wrong, heavily wrong in that department before, and it's been embarrassing. I've fought for my friends. I've been like, no, you're wrong. I'm never doing that again. Never. I've never been God will humble you. My friend would never, you will not believe, like, I've had friends that I've wanted to steal my mind. I've had friends that I've like, the people you don't expect. I've had it all. Like, I can tell you some crazy stories, but I feel like I said, there's nothing that I'm hiding from anyone, but there are going to be stories that are just too good for me to even say in a video, that I'm just going to have to write it down, because I want it to be on pen to paper, in a book, published, and I want it to be out there, because it's just too good to just have in a video. And I just want something that to be put down on the paper, and I want it to last forever, because I feel like if I could save people from what I've been through, that would make me so happy, because I don't wish it on my enemies. I don't wish it on anyone, like some of the stuff that I've been through. So I've had some really trash people. Like, I've been rubbing shoulders with people that genuinely hate me, like genuinely like can't stand me, like badmouth me, like people that I wanted to cause chaos, that have caused chaos in my life. And I've because I'm just see the best in everyone, and because I have like this high energy. Some people call it, like, I call very bubbly, always happy, energized, or golden retriever energy, or whatever you want to call it. Because I'm like that, I feel like I feel like it I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm just thinking of so many things. I'm thinking of my experiences, and it's making me like feel silly, because I'm just like, maybe because I'm like that, I don't see that bad trait in people, because I just really want the best for everyone. and I just see the good in them, but obviously I can't ignore the bad. I can't ignore the elephant in the room. So I've had like quite a few red flags, and for me, red flags, you got to look at like the warning signs, okay, of unhealthy relationships. Like I said, like Dr. Cindy Trim said, there are some friendships that are just very obvious that they just are leeches, and they're just trying to suck the energy out of you. Energy vampires, we like to call them, and just sucking the energy out of you or just bring you down. And you have to take a moment to sit back and realize that, hold on, you're the one that brings the energy, you're the one that brings the life. They are using you for your energy, so protect it. Not everyone deserves that. So I'm learning that as a golden retriever. I'm learning that as a woman. I'm learning that in so many different spaces. I'm learning that with coming across, and also realizing that just because they're a woman of God doesn't mean they're a good person. Just because they're a woman of God doesn't mean they're a good person. So I've also been learning that as well. And it's just been so interesting. It's not my fault I had high expectations for Christian friendships, but I learned that coming to Dubai also as well. You're gonna go through the same things you went through in London. Some red flags that we can look out for, but I just want to talk about 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. So the reason why it's important to cut these people off, and I know God says to love your neighbors, you can love them from a distance, but also don't be a fool. The Bible talks about that as well. Like, you will be corrupted if you hang around people that steal your energy. There are people, John 10:10, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if you hang around that, you will have your energy stolen from you, your destiny stolen from you. So because of that knowledge and that wisdom, I've realized that I've had to really take a step back, especially these past 1 or 2 weeks. With what I'm going through spiritually, I'm realizing that there's just some people that don't deserve my energy. And and there's some people that have really shown me. I've gone through something very interesting these past couple of weeks, and people are really showing me who they are. And it's been kind of nice. I haven't had this experience in a while, so it's like very exciting. It's building character. Anytime I go through something crazy, I'm just like, it's building character. It's building character. The book is going to be good. The book is going to be good. So I've gone through something, and it's been so interesting to see how people show me who they are. And I'm always myself, right? I will never let you know when I'm observing you, but I'm observing you at all times. And there's things that people have shown me where I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. And then I'll just disappear. Like, I'll observe you and I'll be like, oh, okay. And I'll have to go back and think about it and sit on it and pray about it and wonder about it and write it down and this and that. So I'm currently going through that with certain people in my life right now, and then realizing if I've been wrong about some people, I need to go repent and apologize and forgive, and I've been right about some people in the worst way, but I just didn't want to address it because I'm trying to see the good in everyone. So those bad signs can just look like people just stealing your energy, people that you have to be careful of, the ones that are just always, I don't know, just always there. You should look at patterns, is what I'm going to say. If I could say anything to anyone when it comes to friendships, look at patterns. Not even just friendships, just relationships, anything. Look at patterns. Is this a pattern or is this a season? Is this something that someone does all the time? Or is this a situation where they were just going through something in that particular season? And when I say patterns, there can be some good patterns as well. There are some friends that have, like I told you, prayer is a pattern in some of my friendships, and that's a very good pattern I want to have. But then there's some people that have negative patterns, and the red flags you should look out for are people that are always down all the time, complain all the time, or just like criticizing you all the time, or just like criticizing life all the time, complaining, moaning, groaning, this and that, always going through something, always going through a breakup, always going through this, always having money issues, always having boy issues, always having girl issues, always having issues, this and that. And then there are some seasons when things are going well, it's great, and then they go back into their pattern. So they let the world decide on how they should act and feel, and that is a dangerous pattern to have, ladies and gentlemen. I've made a new friend recently, and we've been getting close, And she told me, Aaliyah, there's so much that I've learned about you in a short amount of time, and you don't even know it. And I'm like, what? Like what do you mean? Because of recent, I've just been around people that have criticized me a lot. So like, I haven't even looked at, it's made me like rethink, like, am I actually being a good friend, a good this, a good that? Like, it's made me, I'm in a season of like checking myself, especially when it's the beginning of the year. I want to make sure that I'm in the right path, have the right people around me, have the right circle around me. Okay. And she was like, there's so much that I've learned from you, and you don't even realize it. Like you really, like, you know, I've basically impacted her to change her life, and that's been so nice and refreshing, because she's done the same for me as well. Iron sharpens iron, and it's been so nice to hear that. And she was like to me, there's something that I doubted. I was like, is it? I felt bad for always being happy, because there's just some people that just like didn't like that. And she's like, Aaliyah, I just like, every time I'm around you, just so happy, regardless. Like, I just love it. There are seasons where there are times where I need to, so whenever I'm quiet, it's because I'm either observing someone uncomfortable, or my social battery is dead and I need to go home. But 90% of the time I'm actually happy, and that's like whether or not I'm going through something or not. Like, one thing I realized in these past couple of months is that people actually don't know when I'm going through something. And I like that about me. Not that I'm hiding anything, but like, I don't let the world decide on how I act. And I've been surrounding myself, not recently, but there have been people that I've noticed that I've been around for a bit too long that are not like that. And I don't want that. What did we say? The did you know factor today? Did you know that the studies show that people are most likely to adapt the behaviors, the patterns of behaviors and habits of their closest friends? I don't want that habit or pattern. I don't want to let the world decide on how I feel. Like, just because I'm great, like, okay, let's say just because I don't know, have a bad time at work, now I have to like make everyone around me miserable. Or I'm just not like that. There are going to be things that are going to consume my mind, but I'm most likely going to be able to talk about it. I'll talk it through, and then I'm over it. I don't feel the same way every day. Like, some people actually realize that I don't bring things up. There are some friends that actually ask me, Aaliyah, how are you? Like, how's this thing that you just went through? And I'm like, oh yeah, that. I passed that. I've moved on. Do you know what I mean? Because back in the day, I told you, it took me years to get over things, years to like cut friends off, or years to like get over. Jesus has like changed me, guys. Like, I'm at peace. I have this peace and joy that God has blessed me with. And I just want people around me, that like new people that are going to come into my life in Jesus' name, that they just have that same joy. I need that in my life. And I realize that that's the type of people that I want to gravitate towards, and I'm very open to meeting. Because yeah, people have bad days and go through a lot, but like, look, if I can tell you things that will make you shed a tear, but why would I do that? Like, a lot of the new friends that I make don't even know half of my story that a lot of you guys might know, that have known me for years online. Because what is that, like, yeah, and they're like, you've been through all of this, and this is how you are? Like, you still have your joy? Yeah, babe, because the enemy, I realized not even a long time ago, but regardless of what I've gone through, I've always been able to bounce back happily, because I just think it's a gift that God has given me. Like, that's how I know He's so real. It's literally God's grace on how I just have happiness regardless of what I could be. God forbid, but I could be in any circumstance and I'll be okay, because I've been there at I know rock bottom. Rock bottom knows me. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, you know. Like, I know rock bottom. I'm familiar. I've been there. I've stayed there for years, honey. I know rock bottom very well, honey. But I don't want to stay there. I know rock bottom, so I know what it's like to go through havoc. I know what it's like to cry to God. I know a little bit of depression. I know a little bit of it, but I don't even want to call that depression. I want to call that, I just needed an outlet, and I didn't know where to surrender my sadness. So I don't even like to say that I was depressed, but I've had seasons of like, yeah, I felt that. Yeah, I felt that. I haven't been through everything in the world, but I know that God has given me some battles. I know that I'm in the crazy category of going through things, and I embrace that. And I think that's just something that I own, and I need people like that around me. I don't want to be around energy vampires, you know? So, sorry guys, my leg is literally like pins and needles are crazy. So yeah, I need that around me, and those are the red flags I've been looking out for recently. And it's so nice to hear that my recent friend has just said that you're always happy and joyful, because I literally had to drop someone because they made it a reoccurring like weird joke that I'm always happy, and like it's kind of like an annoying thing. And yeah, it was just nice to hear that, because I was like, that was the first time in my life, and that's how I know the enemy was close, because that's the first time in my life I questioned it, like maybe I need to like tone down a little bit. But no, like I'm impacting people in the right way that I always hope to. I will never forget, like years ago, I saw this one comment one time years ago, and I was just doing like a normal video, like this video, and someone was like, Aaliyah, are you on drugs? Like, because they can't fathom why I'm so happy and how I can be happy with the things that I've gone through. It doesn't make sense. And I love that. I actually love that. I'm like, wow, God, you've blessed me in that way, because there's people that have it all, and I was just being here in Dubai, I'll tell you right now, there are people that have it all and they're not 1% happy. I know it. I see it. I smell it. I've touched it. I see it. I've got 1% of their income, and they don't know how to smell, honey. I have it. I've been around it. I have energy vampires in that way. And every time I come around, it's all, it's good vibes, because I see the good in life. And God has blessed me with that joy. And I don't know how to be. So I have to pray for those people. Like, yeah, even now in a season of like, usually I'd cut people off and that's it. Like, but even all the people I cut off in recent years, I just pray for them. Even like one of my, yeah, there's some friends that, I even have to cut off, because God has been telling me, God has shown me one thing about God, he's going to show me in a dream. And there are friends that I'm still like clinging on to, that I need to like pray for from a distance. And I just have to pray for them. And even with that, I'm good, I'm happy. But I want to make sure we figure out how to build friendships, because you might be watching this right now or listening right now wondering, how do I make friends? I'm moving to Dubai, I'm moving to this place, how do I make friends? And being a natural, I don't even want to say introvert or extrovert, like I told you, I have times where I'm very quiet, because also I can be the loudest in the room, but I can also be the quietest. Not that I'm a chameleon, but like I just know how to read the room. I'm very observant. I know when I want to just listen. There's times when I just want to listen and take in the wisdom that I'm hearing, and sometimes have you ever sat down with people and been like, I'm never coming here again? I've had those experiences before. So like sometimes I'm quiet because I'm realizing that, oh yeah, no, like this whatever this is, it ends today. You're never seeing me again. But when it comes to building friendships, whether you're in a new city or not, I think it's important to put yourself out there. That's one thing I'll say. Like I was before starting a dating app, I started a friendship app. That's how much I appreciate friendships more than dating life. So I had a friend, I went on Bumble Friends like a couple years ago, and I made some like I made like 1 or 2 friends on there. And mind you, I actually connected with some people that I used to follow on Twitter back in the day, and I was like, oh wait, I feel like we've even connected before. So I think putting yourself out there, of course, you don't have to enter the Bumble apps and stuff like that. I don't even use it anymore, because I'm more of an in real life person. So I think putting yourself out there, go find a third space, gym, community building group, a book club. You can sign up for a book club if you want to be part of the book club that is starting very, very soon. Comment book club down below. I'll add you in that. We're going to be meeting up every week. Not meeting up physically, but virtually every week. We'll be connecting in places like that. So just having a different place outside of work and school and stuff like that to connect with people, go to the same spots at the same time, like, be in places where that you'll like, because that will, if you go to places where you have similar interests as people, it's just easier, because now you can kind of like niche it down and figure out who your targeted friends are. And join run clubs, join communities, and all this type of stuff. There's so many ways to make friends, and you actually have to work on just not being offended or not being scared of rejection. Because you guys, I'm such an, there's been times where like I've sat in cafes by myself, or like there's times where I'll be by myself quite a lot. And I've sat down one time and this group next to me were talking about something, and they were like really passionate about it, and it's something that I knew about. And I was just like, oh, you guys talking about so and so, whatever. And then I gave them advice, and they're like, yeah, okay. And then they left, and I was like, oh, that was awkward. But I was like, hey ho, I tried. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, so what? I'm never gonna do that again because like I feel rejected. Like, no, like I thought, you never know what could have come from that opportunity, but you also have to be open to knowing that could also be an absolute, poop show. So yeah, don't be scared of rejection. If you're at that stage where you're scared of rejection or anything like that, or you're too scared of being hurt, you're not ready to make new friends. Work on yourself, okay? You need to get to a point where you're okay with going through trials and tribulations, because I'm going to keep it real with you now. You're sometimes going to make friends that you think it's going to go well, and there's going to be a car that's just going to go into you out of nowhere, and you'll be in for a shocker, okay? But that's where other things like prayer come into the equation, where you have to have a different opinion, open your mind, speak to the friends that you do know and ask their opinion on this, ask the trusted family members on this and stuff like that. So it's kind of important to make sure that you're at a stage where you're happy to go through that, because it's just like dating. Look at friendships like dating. Also learn how to be a good friend as well. Sometimes you might also be reaching out to people and you're actually the toxic one. So make sure you're not the one that's actually being chaos. Make sure you're not the one that's carrying the demonic spirits that is stealing, killing, and destroying. Make sure you work on you. And this is something I do often. I actually ask my friends quarterly, am I being a good friend? Oh, did I just expose myself? If I don't ask certain people that means they know what category they're in. Oh well. But quarterly I ask my close friends and stuff like that, and my best friends and my sisters, my family, my sisterhood, my close circle. I ask them, am I doing a good job? Like, is there anything that you need from me right now? And I've asked all my friends recently, new friends that I've made in my life, I'm like, how can I help you? Jesus teaches us to serve. Right now I'm studying Jesus and I'm tracing his steps, and one thing I noticed about him, regardless of him being the savior and the Lord, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, he served. He humbled himself and he served. He didn't have to, he chose to. So I go to my friends and I ask them, how can I help you? I have one friend that literally was like so shocked by that question of like how I can serve them, that they were like, Aaliyah, I've never been asked that question before, and I actually don't have an answer for you right now. Can I go back and think about it? Because this is nice. She was like, hey, this is like, no one's asked me this before. Like, can I think about it? Like, wow. And yeah, it's just been it's so nice that the people I've come across in the past 6 to 8 months, it's been so nice. So I think it's important to serve as well. Make sure that you are being a good friend. Work on that. We might be on our high horse thinking that, everyone else is the problem, but sometimes it's us. So I make sure whenever I feel called to, I will do self-analysis. Like I told you, I was going through a situation recently where I was looking at myself like, am I too happy? But then God sent this woman of God into my life that reassured me in such a short amount of time that I'm doing just fine, and that the gifts that God has given me are fine, and the right people in your life will appreciate it. So it was nice to have that reminder, because I'm like, oh right, okay, yeah, I thought so. Like, but this person made me question myself. So yeah, I don't know. But I think it's also good to question yourself and be like, am I even ready? Because you know how people say that, oh, I'm not emotionally available today or whatever. You can also do the same for friendships, like being like, you know what, right now I'm not ready to make friends. Right now I need to actually work on me, and then I'll be open to it. Sometimes you might even feel like, you know, I have my tight, close group of friends, but also, have you analyzed them? Have you sat down and looked at your friends and been like, yeah, these are the people that I would bring into my wedding? Ask your friends that you already have in your life, am I doing a good job? Ask them what they like about you. And that will even help you realize that if you might not even have the right people around you, and you might actually be wrong. You might be in a different season. Like, hold on, these are friends that I've had since primary school and they're still stuck at that stage. Why are they being brought into my 30s? They don't even know my second name. You know? So also analyze the people that you have in your life now, because like we said at the beginning, you're gonna attract that behavior if you're not careful. Yeah. So I hope this video was helpful. Like, listen, guys, I have so much to say about. I think I could do a book on friendships, honestly. I think I could do a book on friendships, but that's all I have to say today. But if you are, I think a good third place would be the book club, okay? Because I think I done a book club in 2023 and it was so good, but I'll be doing it and bringing it back again this year. And I think this is a great space for people, you know? I feel like if you want to make a small circle or a big circle, whatever circle, or no squares or rectangles here, but a circle, whether small or big, feel free to join the book club. It's not out yet, okay? I'm still working on it. So if you are interested in that, we can connect on that. And you don't have to be an active reader, okay? You can learn. It will be a great place to connect. It will help you with accountability. It will help you with connecting with like-minded people. It will help you with all different types of stuff. So I think that would be a good place to start. If you like, you can comment a book club for that. But make sure you guys like this video and share it with a friend if you want, or watch with a friend, I don't know. And thank you guys so much. And thank you guys so much for being my online friends that I love so much. Thank you for people that leave comments. I see you. Thank you for people that DM me. Thank you for people that share my stuff. Thank you for people that genuinely pray for me. Thank you for all of those that actually have my back. Thank you for people that come up to me. You know, the ones that come up to me and actually tell me that they watch my content. I appreciate that. And I really... that's why I still do it. Like, I would have quit social media a long time ago if it wasn't for you guys. I will never forget, I told God, if nobody comes up to me, I'm not doing this anymore, because like, I don't see any impact. I used to make it back in the day. I'm good, God. I just want time with you, me and you, God. It's me and you, God. I want to be incognito. I don't want to be on social media anymore. Like, I like my life right now. I like this quiet life. I ghosted from social media. And then every day that week, somebody came up to me to tell me that they watched my content or watched my testimony, whatever the case may be, or watched this and watched that. Like, there was one girl, this is the one girl that literally, I was like, okay, I have to do this. She said, Aaliyah, oh my gosh, Aaliyah, like, I moved to Dubai because of you. That rocked my world. And I think about her very often. I wish I knew how to find her, but I'm just very like connected with people. Like, I just like to be in the moment with them. I like to be in the moment with them. And I just spoke to her. Like, I always make time for people that want to speak to me, whatever the case may be. And yeah, she doesn't even know how much that impacted me. And yeah, because of that, I just had to say thank you to you guys as well. Of course, I know I say that I have a tier of friends and these are the ones that I do, but really and truly as well, like I said, I love my online community. You guys have my heart. I feel like you guys really know me as well. You know, you guys have my heart, and I definitely do believe in you will find your people. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I still have friends to make. I just know it. I just know it, because I'm like, God, do I really not have, I'm not gonna have bridesmaids, God? Not that I don't, but I'm just like, yeah, not that I'm not going to. Obviously, like I told you, I have my really close friends, but I'm like, I feel like I still have some more friends to make, you know? Like, there's one, I feel like there's one or two friendships I'm still looking for. Where, yeah, you know? It was like, you bring your husband, I bring my husband, we go out, we like, you know, people that I can trust around my kids. I have that already, but like, I want it to be active. I don't know, like, yeah, I feel like I'm still looking for that. I feel like it's coming. I don't know. maybe in the recent years. So that's why I'm always open to just getting to know people. You just never know. But I also just love everyone that supported me online and the amazing people I have in my life right now. If any of my friends are watching this, which they're not, by the way, not because they can't, but like I just don't share stuff with them. I'm just like, you guys are busy with your own lives. You guys have actual professional careers. I'm out here making YouTube videos. I'm not gonna make you like, stop spending time with your children to watch my show. But yeah, I love my friends as well. My love, if you're watching this and you're my friend, you know who you are. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening. All my listeners on Spotify, thank you guys so much. If you want to listen to Spotify, check In the Moment out on Spotify and listen on there. And make sure you give me a rating, guys. We need some ratings for the show, okay? Give me a rating on there. And I'll see you next week as promised. Bye.